Hi guys, good afternoon. It is Sunday, the 8th of May, and I am now back from Barcelona. And 1 week on, I'm in the studio and have just completed my first week of tasks and exercises. Maybe perhaps before I go any further, maybe just point out that my treatment that I received from the clinic consists of partly consists of playing the guitar for 3 minutes and doing a secondary task. The whole point of the secondary task is to take your mind away from the playing hand, from the right hand, and concentrating 100% on the actual secondary task. Now, I discovered that the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I was still having stress on my thumb and my forearm due to the dystonia. Simply because the tasks that I was doing, they weren't complex enough. So I decided to up the ante a little bit and reevaluated the tasks that I was doing, and I decided to learn to play the piano and read the bass. Well, I can read the bass clef, but I wanted to learn to play the piano as a secondary task. So now I am playing the guitar with the aid of these bad boys. This is the splint that was made for me by the clinic in Barcelona. All different finger combinations, obviously, and for 3 minutes only. So while I am plunking on the guitar, very, very softly, very, very lightly, I am hammering away on the keys on the piano and trying to concentrate on that. And I tell you, it works. It works very well. I mean, the secondary task can be anything. It doesn't have. I mean, it's just you just have to be very, very creative with it. So yeah, I mean, it's and then the Thursday or the Friday and Saturday was and today was brilliant. I mean, obviously you mix the tasks up, so you don't just have one secondary task. You can have a combination of 10 if you want. So yeah, I mean, the stress stopped. So therefore, I mean, when I ask myself the sensation after the 3 minutes, then I can't answer that question because I can't remember what the sensation is, and therefore the treatment is working. It's like shaking up the brain, yeah, opening up a load of doors, yeah, and letting the neurons make its own choice. This is the whole point of the secondary task. So you're not aware that you're actually playing the guitar. So what happens is that new neurons are created, and they make their own pathways. They have their own signal path. You don't force them down. You don't direct them down. You don't think about the hand. You don't look at the hand. You concentrate on the secondary task. Therefore, you are creating a brand new signal path for the neurons, and it obviously takes some time for that to actually kick in. Could be up to 15 months, could be 10 months, could be 2 years, it could be longer, all depending on how dedicated that you are, and obviously how your brain reacts to your secondary task. So that's, for me, that's it in a nutshell. You're actually tricking your brain that you're not playing the guitar by doing a very complicated secondary task and concentrating on that. So I would like to point out, this is probably the most important thing. I'd like to point out that this treatment, this type of treatment, works for me. There's two things here. The first thing is that, for example, if you take another guitar player that has the exact same symptoms that I have, is that my first finger curves in and my thumb curves in, and it can be in either way. The thumb could go in first and the finger after, or vice versa. That's my dystonia. If you have another guitar player that does it, that has the exact same thing, the treatment that I am doing may not necessarily work for him, because his brain and his neurons are going to be firing in completely different directions, because it's not my brain. So it stands to reason, and it's logical that it probably won't work for him. That is the reason why I believe that you need assessment from professionals. We all know that there's a multitude, us Dystonic people, all know that there's a multitude of literature out there. Uh, but then we have to, because there is such a multitude of literature out there, we have to have the ability to filter through, want for a better word, the crap. Because as we all know, there is a lot of nonsensical sort of literature out there that doesn't make any sense to us and doesn't apply to us. Uh, so we have to do that, but then we then have to take whatever information that we have, and we will have bang bang just directional information from all over the place, all saying different things, all maybe perhaps contradicting one another. So we have to sort of filter through that and make a decision on, right, okay, would this suit me as for my dystonia and a possible recovery? Perhaps it would, perhaps it won't. You don't know that until you get assessed, and I believe by a professional. So, and that is the bottom line for me. We can have an in-depth understanding of dystonia and how it works, and we obviously do, because we've probably researched it till we're blue in the face, because that's what musicians do. However, the bottom line for me is that we are not experts. You just need that little bit of help from somebody or some peoples that know exactly what they're talking about. So, for all you dystonic people out there, there's obviously, we all know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just sometimes it takes us a little bit longer to understand, how to get down, which tunnel to go down in, if you like. So yeah. So right now, I'm just going to be concentrating on that. But the one downfall for this, yeah, the big downfall for this, for me was on the Friday. The clinic had told me that I couldn't play the guitar at all, any type of guitar. I'm in a couple of bands, play electric guitar as well. I entered these bands because I couldn't play classical guitar, and it's great fun, great people, but that's a no-no. As you can see behind me, I've got a few guitars, and I can't play them. Simply because if you start to play the guitar, and the way that I was playing it, I was compensating for my dystonia, then all you're doing is just keeping the dystonia there by playing, bits and pieces that you used to be able to play. The thing is that you've got to stop it, leave it alone, and concentrating on the new signal paths. So there you have it in a nutshell, ish. Lots of you probably won't agree with this, but hey, this is my opinion and this is my treatment for my own personal person. Yeah. Your treatment will be different, even if your symptoms may seem the same. It definitely will be different. So I wish you all the best. I've just done this one because it's just a weekend, but it'll be a monthly blog just to see how we get on. If I've got something to say, I'll say it. If I've got nothing to say, then I won't say anything. So I wish you all the best and good luck.